Do you ever get influenced by fear of missing out? And you jump into something, maybe spend money on it, and then later think, why'd I do that? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about today on Mindful Manifesting. And you're listening to Ariana Rollins. I will admit this. This is a tough love episode and recording to myself because I am someone, once I like someone, I can get so easily influenced from the outside. Let me tell you more. Okay. When we have fear of missing out, it means we don't want to skip or lose out or miss out on whatever the promised benefit could be to us. This is, I think, primarily how we get sold. And I will admit that has been a journey for me to not get sold easily. I remember going into stores and I would ask questions, maybe electronics store, like Best Buy in the United States or something. And I would ask for help and I would feel so appreciative of their help. I felt guilty if I didn't buy it. I don't know if anybody else is like that. So then I stopped asking for help because I didn't want to buy things that were not going to solve the issue I came into the store for. I'm way better than that. That was me way back where I was so easily influenced. Okay, so let's dive into this, I think, very important topic, especially in this world where psychology is used to manipulate us to purchase things that may not be needed or to influence us into having a particular view about ourselves. And that can cause us to go emotionally up and down. Real quick, really, the big solve, the easy solve, well, maybe it's not so easy, is to make decisions from alignment. Because when we are aligned, we know whether something is needed. When we're aligned, we know whether something will work for us. But when we're not, when we're off track, we can get so easily influenced from the outside. Not even like the person trying to manipulate us, is that we just don't know. We're hoping it'll solve the problem. Okay, so here's a story. One of my favorite coaches in the online space was offering last week an auction. And I remember she does such a good job on this. It's so much fun. I bought a few things on auction, which I was really proud. Oh, I got it. Such a good deal. Okay. Well, last week she was offering discounted VIP coaching packages. She hadn't done that before. And I was like, oh, this is good. I just love working with her. I just love who she is. So I go to her Facebook page and I'm looking. It's like, oh boy, tomorrow's auction offer looks really good. Now, let me give you a little background. I've known her, worked with her for several years now. I'm in a couple of her programs. I've bought several of her VIP private coaching packages. She's got a brilliant brain, super loving nature, and just fun. I just enjoy working with her. And yet, you're waiting for this? And yet, I've not made the progress I had hoped for. No fault to her at all. It's just, I think this is key for me, and we'll talk more about, maybe you can relate to this. I need to be internally guided. I need to have those creative solutions come from within me. Then I trust it and I take action. If there is guidance from outside, advice is great, may or may not work for me. So, she has such an inspiring nature. I remember the last session I had with her, last conversation, she said, from our last conversation, Ariana, at the end of the day, I was in the shower and I got this brilliant shower insight for you. This is your niche. This is what they're looking for. And I'm like, whoa, that's so cool. I felt honored, right? She had a shower insight and she was sharing it with me. She has a way of inspiring me with her ideas. And because I respect her, I often align with it. And I try to make it work. You get that? I try to make it work rather than the idea coming from within me. And that's okay. It's okay to follow someone's guidance and advice at times because, hey, maybe we're blocked. Maybe we aren't seeing this brilliant idea. But in this case, I adopted it, and I did some work on it. I did some what she calls avatar interviews because I want to create new content for my website. And after speaking with, I think, 5 people, I was like, I'm not feeling it. Now, these people aren't who I would like to work with. Maybe this idea is not right for me. So, like I do, I can get pretty stubborn. I dug my heels in and I stopped. I stopped going down the path. So, maybe you can relate. Maybe you've been guided by outside influences. Maybe it's worked. Maybe it hasn't. So, after investing in her programs and her VIP coaching, I still love her work. I believe she really helps people. And a part of me, I will admit, still believes that I'll get where I want to go if I just follow. If I just follow. Are you a good follower? I'm not. I'm not a good follower. I will try, but I'm not. But here's the thing. I'm not designed to be a follower. I'm designed to go first. I'm designed to initiate according to the human design framework. If you've ever checked that out, it's kind of fun framework. I'm what they call a manifester. Not a great term, but so I'm designed to go first. So this particular coach, more often than not, I defer to her insight and guidance just because I respect her and love her so much. Okay, well, I'm really grateful she ran that auction because that is what woke me up. Now back to FOMO, fear of missing out. So she had these great deals, one-on-one coaching, and I came close. I came close to bidding in her auction, and I have a way of winning at really good prices. And obviously, that's what can get us hooked on things, right? And then a good friend, in a conversation, I did bring it up. Hey, did you see those packages and the auction? And she said, yeah. And she says, but I'm not leaning in. I'm like, cool. And she said the expression, fear of missing out. And that was what put the brakes on, stopped me, woke up, and I stopped. I did not. I turned away and I didn't buy. Now, it's not that I don't enjoy working with her. I do. But a part of me recognizes I'm not making the progress. And I can become loyal to people. I love getting to know people and working with them for a while because I feel the more they know about my offerings, who I am, my programs, I will get better results. And I didn't want to accept it. I didn't want to accept that I'm not making progress and I'm not getting where I want to go. And it wasn't a wise choice for me to invest more money. Okay, I said it. I admitted it to myself. And this is a tough love episode because sometimes I'll get insights for myself and it can also help others. So what I saw as I was actually scripting and writing this episode out, which I rarely do, I just get just a few insights and then I just talk, but something needed me to articulate things, put paper to pen, and that's helpful, my friends, very helpful, because if we're wanting to get clarity, just taking a piece of paper out, pencil or pen, not on the computer, not typing it out, it connects you kinesthetically with all parts of yourself because you're reading what you're writing, you're moving your hand, that's the kinesthetic part. So we've got the visual part we're reading, and if you read it out loud, that's even better. So you've engaged a good amount of your senses. And a lot of times we get clarity. If you're typing on the keyboard, you didn't learn to type on a keyboard until you're probably a teenager. You learned to write when you were a child. So it also connects you to that whole part of you, that youthful part, maybe before we got influenced by school and the outside world overly much. Okay, but I digress. Okay, let me look at my notes here. Okay, all right. Fish. That's what I saw. I got hooked in. And you know that term, got hooked in? It's from fishing. So if you've ever gone fishing and the poor fish gets caught on the hook and it's trying to eat the bait, and you pull it out of the water, and you're like, oh, I got this fish on its hook in and out. And then you try to navigate the hook out of its mouth, and you just hope as you throw it back, if you throw it back, fishermen. I don't fish anymore. I did this briefly with my son when he was little because he wanted to do it. Tore my heart out. You hope that fish survives because you throw it back in the water. You don't know, maybe it got damaged by the hook. Okay, so I got hooked in just like that fish. If you could see me now, I got my finger in my mouth and I'm pulling it, right? And it's like, oh, I got hooked in. I don't want to let go. Okay, so how do we get unhooked? Or how do we not get hooked in the first place? All right, first step, and these are for me, my friend, hopefully they'll help you, because this is why I've written them down. We have to recognize we're caught by fear of missing out. And how to get our mouth off that hook. Okay, first step is, if you open an email, if you're subscribed to certain people's lists who promote a lot, I tend to eventually unsubscribe because they're not giving content, constantly selling. And I will buy a few things, but if that's all it is, I'm going to unsubscribe. Okay, so if you open an email from someone you admire, or you're scrolling through social media and you get caught, I really want to emphasize that word, that fish hook is in your mouth, you get caught by something, I want you to pause. I want you to step back from whatever you're doing, step away from the computer, step away from the phone, and ask yourself, have I been looking to solve a problem? Is this a current problem? Or is it a cool idea? Have I been looking for a solution to solve this problem? Or is it a cool idea? Okay, so that's the second step. You ask yourself, have I been looking? Is this a current problem? Am I looking to solve it? Or is it just a cool idea? Okay. Third, if it's a cool idea and you just want to try it out, no problem. Ask yourself, what's the price? And am I okay spending that from my fun money? I tend to have a little bit of fun money every month, and then I buy it on little programs to help my business or just try things, and that's okay. That's okay. Small amount of money. Okay, fourth, if you get a yes, that I'm okay spending it with my fun money, by all means, try it. But if you get a no, the price is too high, maybe you'd rather invest it in your savings for a new car, run. Don't walk away from it. Unsubscribe. Click that you don't want to see that ad anymore on Facebook. Let go. And then 5. Now this is, I think, very helpful because this has happened to me. 5. Say you've bought it and you start learning it. There's an iPhone photography training course that I clicked on, and then I enter my details. And then I woke up and said, I'm not buying this right now. And it wasn't because it was expensive. No, my friends, it wasn't. It was cheap. And it was super cool. Really interesting. I learned things whenever I open their emails and watch their videos. It was because it was going to take too much time. It was complicated. And it wasn't a high priority right now. It wasn't solving a problem that I currently have. It wasn't solving a problem I currently have. It was just cool. Hey, maybe it turns into a hobby. Great. But as long as I relegate it to, this is a hobby, I'm just going to have fun, that's okay. All right. So if it's going to take a lot of time, you are spending a vital resource, your time. Is it going to take a lot of time to learn, implement? Then again, back away fast. Don't get hooked again. And now you just reflect back, hey, I enjoyed making that purchase. Maybe next time I won't make it because I'm going to do some due diligence and realize that that's going to take too much time and it's not solving my current problem. Not solving my current problem. All right. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. And as we start to wrap up, if you would like to kickstart your manifesting journey, I'm really good at asking questions. I've been told that. And there are a couple good questions in this workbook. I think you'll enjoy it. You can go to highertrueself.com, HIGHER, trueself.com. Also put the link in the show notes. And remember, as you confirm yourself, you chart your own path to success. I mean, that even makes more sense and meaning, doesn't it, after this episode? Because if we are trying to get confirmed by the outside world, then we're just hooked in everywhere, and people can just puppeteer us and our emotions, and we waste our not only money investing in things, but our time, our most vital resource, our time. All right, so much love. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for sharing some of your time with me and listening to this episode. Bye for now.